Broadcasting live, it's Cream Pie Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And now for your hosts, give it up for Josh and Rick.
Oh, yeah.
Well, folks, welcome back to another episode of mental illness and lack of sleep. My name is Bag of Smashed Souls. With me, as always, is my co-host, Dirty Old Rick. Talk to the people, Rick.
I feel like you're feeling a little rough there, J-Man. I felt the same way yesterday, dude. Or Saturday, or I don't even know anymore, dude.
No hangover. No hangover, just lack of sleep. Yep, no booze last night. It's part of the problem. I don't know, man. Sometimes I just can't fucking sleep.
So were you trying to go to sleep, or did you just like stay up and like play video games or something?
No, I was trying to go to sleep. Just couldn't. You know, trying from, I don't know, we went to bed at we watched a movie, so we went to bed at 1. But I didn't fall asleep till 5 or 6. Just jumped out of bed, 150 times.
I haven't had issues like going to bed since probably college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I lay down. It's very easy for me to just kind of fall asleep standing up. So I've fallen asleep on floors. I've fallen asleep on just about everything.
I could fall asleep anywhere if I didn't have this thing. I almost fell asleep 100 times. I just can't do it all the way, I'm possessed by something. So I'm trying to get my act together here and not sound so exhausted, but I literally just woke up.
No, maybe you've got one of those sleep paralysis demons, but it's not sleep paralysis. Maybe you just got a demon sitting in your bedroom. He's just watching you all night and you're scared about that.
Just fucking with me every night, just coming over and tickling my nose with a feather.
It's like a demon Pauly Shore. He's just over there just weasel. He's just making noises all night. You're just like, God damn it, Pauly.
Pauly Shore, fucking Pauly Shore. Whoa, dude. Good luck sleeping tonight, bro.
That guy is you can't even say he has longevity, because pretty much since the early 2000s, nobody's given a shit about Pauly Shore, dude, at all.
Yeah. He's a decent comedian, I guess.
Have you seen Guest House? That was his most recent movie, or at least the most recent movie I've seen. No,
I heard of it, but I didn't see it.
He's basically a degenerate that lives in this guest house at this housing whatever. Yeah. And a family moves in and he's just obnoxious. He's got a sex swing. I think Nick Swartzen's in the movie at one point, and he's tripping mushrooms or something. I don't know. He's just this obnoxious guy, but it's I bet this is who he is in real life. He's just he's somehow living in a teepee in Los Angeles, and just they feed him once a day, and
yeah,
he just kind of sits up on his stoop and just prowls.
Oh man. It's going to be a rough hour, man. I'm sorry. Jeez. Try to turn this around. Something. Let's see. You like espresso?
Yeah, pound it to the face. Let it burn your esophagus. So the Creamers might remember from episode 27. I don't know what episode it was, but Jimbo got married over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
And
that's right.
And I think the biggest thing that came out of that is that I realized that I can't drink all day for days on end anymore. That's just not possible.
Yeah, dude.
It wasn't even so he ended up getting married on Friday, so I took that Thursday off, and
yeah,
we're drinking Millers at 12:30, and I had probably 4 beers and maybe 3 or 4 shots. Yeah. But by the time dinner rolled around, dude, I was I wasn't drunk, but my head hurt so bad and I was just sick. And then I think back, it's all right, that's how the last bachelor party I went to was like that. I went to a wedding where I was like that. And it's just if I drink and fall asleep, I'm fine. But if I drink and then have to sober up and then act like a normal human being, I just can't do it. I don't know what it is, dude.
No, that's pretty normal, I would say, to not be able to drink all day long and function. Yeah.
I didn't get a single drink during dinner at all. Like from 5 o'clock on, I didn't drink, and I was sick up until I got home at like 11:30 and threw up a gallon of blood. It was a great time. It's fucked, dude.
Yeah, that blows.
I was just like, Emily was driving back and she's like talking to me. I'm like, honestly, I'm just trying to like focus on not throwing up in my lap right now. She goes, okay, you're fine.
Yeah. It kind of ruins like the day. Like you think it would be fun. It's like counterintuitive. Because you think, let's get drunk and have fun all day. And then for me, it's like once I start drinking, I got like 5 hours of drinking. Yeah. So you got to time it up for when you want to go to bed. You know?
Yeah, I shouldn't have drank until dinner, and then I would have been fine. But it's like I was like stone sober, and I mean nobody even knew. I mean I was still dancing and drinking water and all this shit, but it was like I felt like garbage the whole night. But it's like whatever, dude. It's my own fault, but it's like kind of annoying. I mean, even doing bar crawls back in the day and Pumpkin Fest and all that kind of shit, where you're just like you're drinking nips at 10 in the morning. Like it's just not possible.
Yeah, dude, I could never do that shit. I mean, I've tried it a couple times, but very rare for me to drink during the day, you know? I like to wait till the evening rolls around.
Yeah. So Thursday night, we went to a rehearsal dinner, and then a couple of the boys went to Foxwoods for like just 3 hours of gambling, so I lost like $100 is whatever. Yeah. But we're leaving, and basically we all had to take the same road. We took like 3 cars like on the way too or whatever. Yeah. And we're on the highway, and it's foggy as shit, dude. And all of a sudden, I could tell it's Sam because it's his red truck. He flies by us on the highway going like 85. It's like, oh, okay. 5 minutes later, and it's foggy, so you can't really see. So we're probably like 100 yards from him, and then we're like, what the hell is that? He's in the breakdown lane with his hazards on, and I could see Kyle Ham standing on the side, pissing over the guardrail. I'm like, dude, what the hell, dude? I was like, what are you doing? And then we passed them, and then 2 minutes later, they fly by us going 90 again. But it's like, it was just funny because we were the only ones on the road, and he just flew by us, and then I see Kyle on the side of the road. It's like, this is just hilarious, dude.
Fucking Kyle Ham pissing over the guardrail. Did he go to Jimbo's wedding too?
Yeah, we're all there. Yeah, it was funny because then Sam sent the text message in the morning, and I'm reading it, and I guess Kyle was like, Sam, pull over. I gotta go to the bathroom. He's like, all right, well, we're almost there. And he's like, no, now. Like, do it now. So he had to go, apparently.
That's so funny. Kyle Ham would be the guy that couldn't hold, like, had to pee as an emergency. Would be Kyle Ham.
I mean, I do love some of like the old stories from like just getting into shenanigans, but I'm kind of like over it by this point. Like, I don't want somebody to come into my house and like throw up all over my shower.
No, that sucks.
Like, I don't want that to happen. But I mean, enjoy yourself. But
Kyle Ham threw up all over my parents' shower in high school.
Yeah, that's kind of why I said that as an example. But that was fine because he was like 18 at the time, so it's like everybody does that, you know?
Yeah, except for my parents were pissed, and I totally understand why.
Did you know about it?
No, I would have cleaned it. I had no idea.
Oh, okay.
It's like the one thing I didn't think to clean was my parents' shower. Yeah.
Yeah. Sleeping in bathtubs and sleeping underneath bed frames. I remember back in the day, we used to send Cody to the cave freshman year of college because we'd still be playing drinking games in the middle of the room. It's like a 10 by 10, and we got like 6 guys in there, and it's like, all right, under the bed. Go sleep in your cave.
Yeah, he is a bear. Belongs in a cave. That man is funny because he's going to end up in a cave too one day.
Yeah.
It's
Sam
all
Lasco status.
It's all full circle, baby. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the wedding was good though, dude. It was at Stonehurst in Hampton, Connecticut, and I gave the best man speech. I was pretty nervous for that, but I did all right with that. So I got some praise from that, so that's good.
Nice.
But
any jokes? Did you make it funny? What was your take on it?
I just kind of gave examples about like how we've done a lot of shit together, and it was more or less me just saying like I've always looked up to him, you know, even though like I was older than him and he was shorter than I was. That got a laugh. And it's just like, no, it's just the fact that he's so smart and he's so good at everything he does. I just try to like catch up to that level, and because of that, I've done a lot because I've tried to keep up with him. So it's like a competition thing, but it's good.
That Jimbo's a smart motherfucker. I'll tell you what.
Yep.
Yeah, he is. He's smart for sure. That's cool, man. Cool wedding. Everything good?
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Yeah, because it was Friday night, and then we drove back Saturday, and being home by noon on Saturday. And the best part of the whole wedding is that I get the whole weekend.
Yeah.
To have a weekend.
That's cool too. It's like Veterans Day was yesterday too, so a lot of folks had Friday off. I noticed.
Yeah, I didn't.
So.
I had to use a vacation day.
Ah,
yeah. Emily had it off though.
Yeah, it should be off, man. I mean, veterans are important, you know? I guess it's on Saturday, but.
I brought this up a couple times, but yesterday I have the new phone from Verizon, and I had to talk to people on the phone. I started making these calls at 4:30 yesterday, and the sun was going down. I was on the phone until 10:30 last night.
Yeah.
Just getting a new phone, activating the phone, and getting my old number. I talked to probably 6 different people, from 2 from Boost and then 4 from Verizon. And I'm just like, this is fucking bullshit, dude.
Why is it so hard?
I don't understand it. And it's like the first guy I'm talking to, or no, the second lady I'm talking to, she's like, well, you said that you wanted to save your number. I'm like, yeah, if it's possible. I've had it for like the last 10, like that's the only cell phone number I've ever had.
Right, yeah.
I was like, if I don't have to go and change it for every single thing I've ever signed up for, that'd be good. She goes, I'll be honest, I've only done that twice in my 8 years, and neither times it worked. It's like, why you even give me the option then?
What?
What are we doing? I'm starting to get by the last, this is fucking pissing me off. By the last motherfucker, and this guy was from India, which is like made it way better. Nothing against India, but like
better or
the
worse?
fact that I didn't talk to somebody outside of the United States until the last person, I was like, I'm here. I'm up here right now.
I'm up here.
And he's like, well, you're gonna have to go to a Boost store to do this. I'm like, what can you not do over the phone that I'd have to go do in a store that they wouldn't be able to do anyways? He goes, well, I'm just trying to give you good customer service. I'm like, dude, I'm not driving 2 hours to a fucking Boost store. Figure it out.
Right.
He's like, well, I need you to call you from the number. I'm like, okay. So I call him.
Mm-hmm.
I like turn on my old phone that I was told it was deactivated. So I call him from that number, and he's like, yep, you're all set. I'm like, dude, I was just, by the end of last night, I was just so fucking agitated. It's like, why is this such a big fucking thing? Like, imagine I did this during a business day, like a weekday.
Oh, yeah.
And just, like, I basically ruined my whole Saturday because I had to talk to these fucking idiots.
Do the Indian accent.
Fuck you.
Sorry, you must go to Boost store.
I'm about to send him a fucking rotten bag of curry, motherfucker.
Yeah. Ooh, curry. I like curry.
Whatever. I mean, everybody was helpful or whatever, but it's like, it took. I ended up talking to a supervisor. I don't know if that was bullshit or not, but she's like, just so you know, this is the first time I talked to a customer on the phone in probably 5 years. I'm like, oh, this is going to go great. Awesome. But she was the one that was able to help the most. But it's like, I hope to never do that again. I'm off Boost Mobile forever, for good. Verizon till the grave, baby.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, hopefully Verizon's better for you. I've never had any bad luck with Verizon in particular. So, you know.
Yeah. Virgin Mobile to Boost, dude, the 2 worst to ever exist. And now I hope I have the industry standard. Let's go.
I mean, Boost is pretty fucking janky. It's like not even considered one of the top ones. Nobody's like, I got Boost. Except for you.
Yeah, well, even a couple weeks ago, I just hopped on. I just typed in like Boost Mobile reviews, and people are just like 1 out of 5 stars all the way down. And it's like, worst customer service. I paid this 3 times. Like, my phone isn't working. The SIM card never showed up, all this shit. And so it gets to the point that we're calling the last guy, and I'm on the phone with the super. I did a lot of 3-way calls yesterday. And I had to have Emily come home from the grocery store so I could talk to somebody on her phone because my phone was deactivated, and they're doing whatever. It's fucking stupid.
That's annoying as shit, brother.
But it's like, as we're waiting for the Boost Mobile guy to answer the phone, I told her, I'm like, just so you know, these guys don't know what they're doing. She's like, what? I'm like, these guys are awful. Like, it's going to take us twice as long to get to nowhere. She's like, okay. The exact same fucking, I talked to the last guy for like an hour and a half. It's like,
fucked.
Oh my God.
Can a man just switch phone companies? For Christ's sake.
Well,
I don't understand. Like, why is
it's like
so
there's
difficult?
3 people that told me I couldn't take my old phone number. Yeah. And then the last lady said, oh, I can. It's pretty easy. We just need the port ID. I'm like, how do I get that? She goes, oh, you got to call a Boost. I'm like, you call a Boost. I'll be on the phone.
Yeah.
But it's like, Emily's like in the background. She's like, just keep the number. We'll be done with it. And I'm like, let me just do it the way I'm doing it and whatever. But it's like, I don't think anybody doing that process could have got any more complicated than how I had to do it.
It should be so easy. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Why is it so hard? I don't understand.
Part of it too. She's like, well, go on the Boost app and you should be able to pull up your account ID. I'm like, I'm telling you, I had Virgin Mobile and then I got sucked into Boost, and every time I tried to log into the app, it never worked because it didn't like register it.
The fucking
so
app.
she's like, so how are you gonna get it? I'm like, you fucking call them. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Like, I have 2 off cell phones. I have Emily's phone. I had to charge each of these 3 phones throughout this process because they're all dying because I'm on the phone for 4 hours. It's like, oh my God.
You know, you figure like people would switch often and keep the same number. It's probably a pretty normal occurrence. Why are they acting like, I've never heard of this before? This is insane. This guy wants to keep his number. I have no idea how to do this. We have to pull up the old books and go into the Old Testament to figure out how to do this. Why is it like they're acting like it's the white whale? Like they've never ever heard of something like this. Like, it's so rare that a man wants to keep his number when he changes cell phone providers. Like, what?
Well, one of the ladies, she was referring to her computer as Alfred. So she kept going like, oh, come on, Alfred. Come on, Alfred. Like, oh, you can do it, Alfred. She's saying all this and that. And Emily like mouths to me. She goes, who's Alfred? And I'm like, it's the voice in her head. And she fucking like burst out laughing. She's like, what? And I'm like, oh, nothing. But like, I was like, yeah, Alfred's she's schizophrenic. I'm talking to a grandmother schizophrenic customer service person from Verizon.
Yeah. Anybody that names inanimate objects, I don't know about that, man. Especially
you've named all your vehicles. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I thought it was funny to do when I was younger to name your car. But, you know, old Betsy here. But, you know. I guess you name ships. You know, that is funny, actually. That's a funny point to bring up. So they used to have ocean liners, you know?
Yeah.
Like the Titanic was one, but that didn't work out. But all the ocean liners had like their own individual names, and they always called them like, you know, she. Like the ship is always a she for some reason. I don't fucking know why, but that's just what they decided. Every ship, actually, maybe it's tradition since like the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. You know, like they all had like female names. How come we don't name airplanes like that? I mean, they're airlines. Same as an ocean liner. It's an airliner. Just the new way to do it? Are we just like, when we invented the airplane, we're like, all right, we're done with that shit. That shit's gay. No more names for vehicles.
I mean, even like smaller personal boats always have like the little thing on the back, like the old Rusty or old, I don't even know.
They always have. I like when they have funny ones. You know,
like white me poop deck or something like that on the back, or
or like low tide or something. Yeah.
It's always, I feel like people probably pay a lot of money to get the back of their boats decaled with those fruity little names. I bet there's some guy like in Florida that's just make like millions of dollars doing this shit.
He just goes to Walmart and buys a decal set and just customizes it. Yeah.
He's just standing on one of the longboarding boards and he's just like spraying it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you asked me what pissed me off this week. So what pisses you off, Ellsworth? Let me know.
One thing that pisses me off in particular is when you hold the door open for somebody and they don't even acknowledge it. They just walk past you. That shit pisses me off.
They don't even give you the nod.
Give me a nod at least. Just that's all I need is an acknowledgement because I don't have to do this. And if you just walk right by me, dude, imagine like somebody's in front of you or, you know, like they hold the door for you. Not like a full, like, here you are, ma'am. You know, like I'm not doing anything like that. But if I'm walking into a gas station and there's some broad behind me, leave the door open to like hand her the door in a way, you know, and they just like literally walk right past you. That shit pisses me off a little bit.
As you're talking about this door stuff, I just like went down this whole rabbit hole in my brain of when I'm like 70 years old and I've got a walker, I'm going to intentionally act like I'm 90. So when I'm going through the door and somebody holds the door for me, I'll just go, "Meh." But the problem is I'm going to act like I'm much older than I am until one day I'm going to like try to act normal. And that's how I just act. I'm like, oh, fuck. I just wasted the last 20 years being a smart ass. And now I'm like actually decrepit. Like, oh, fuck, dude.
You're like doing this psychological game with yourself. Like, no, it's still an act, I swear. But you know deep down, That's just the guy you turned into.
I'm like the dude with like the soup, and I'm shaking the spoon real fucking. And then like one day I like try to do it, and I'm like, oh no, got the shakes
like,
real bad.
It's like when your parents tell you like, quit making that face, it'll get stuck like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. You fake shaking the soup spoon too many times. Now you're actually fucking Parkinsoned out, baby. You're parked out. Yeah.
That's I bring up South Park quite a bit. That's the perfect example of Cartman pretending to have Tourette's, and then all of a sudden he develops Tourette's.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, dude.
Me and my cousin used to touch wieners.
Wieners.
Yeah. Winter's my favorite season. Yeah. Yeah, it's glorious.
I watched that the Panderverse, the South Park thing. I don't know. Some of those specials are getting kind of stupid. I don't even like really enjoy watching South Park anymore.
It kind of blows, man. It's like, it's kind of lost its charm on me too for the past few years. Like they've had a couple bangers here and there. Like, oh man, that was a really good one, but it's not the same. I don't like how they're too fucking current. Everything ties together too much. They're trying to like have this whole narrative now, you know? I don't know.
Well, they went down the whole Mr. Garrison is Donald Trump thing, and like
I can't even
multiple seasons about that. It's like, come on, dude.
And it's not funny. That's the thing. Like the whole Trump joke thing, dude. I'm so sick of it. I've been sick of it since 2017, to be honest. But if he wins again, the worst part is going to be having to deal with 10 more years of Trump jokes. Honestly, I don't want to see it. I don't want to. It's so, and the impressions, everything. It's like. And it doesn't even make sense why Mr. Garrison's Trump. They just picked a random person to be Trump. And like, I don't know. I don't get it.
I think one of the better episodes that's come out in the last couple seasons was the witch episode, where like Randy and all the dads get together and they smoke crack and drink Jack Daniels up on a mountain. And then one of them actually turns out to be a witch. And that was probably one of the better episodes. But yeah, a lot of them is just like even the Pandaverse. It was like, I don't like how everything is getting into these multiple universes thing now.
Yeah. I think
because basically
they're kind of making fun of that though, weren't they?
Yeah, it must be. But I mean, part of it was, so it was like the same universe, the same South Park kids, but everybody's like a multicultural female,
right?
A lesbian female in this universe.
Yeah.
So then the Cartmans get switched, and it's like all this shenanigans, whatever. But
it's poking fun at like the whole. There's no white people anymore. They're all gay, black, midget lesbians.
Yeah. It's just.
Yeah.
They're running out of thunder, man. I mean, if they make another video game, I'll probably play that. But
you know, I was looking through all the Disney movies for like the past 10 years, right? And all those Pixar Disney movies, out of like the last like 15 of them, the main character hasn't been white in any of them. Are they ever going to go back to like just having not that I care what race I just think it's funny how much it flipped, you know? They like intentionally are just avoiding having a white character at all costs. You know?
Yeah.
Even the new Snow White chick is Latina.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense. It's face as white as snow is literally in the fucking German fairy tale. But she's Latina.
Well, also those dwarves are going to be multicultural people too. They're not even going to be midgets anymore.
Yeah, the multicultural magical people. I think one's a chick.
Probably transitioning. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
When I think dwarves, I think transitioning 5'9".
Women. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or men. Yeah. Or
whatever.
I guess they're not even men. They're they thems.
It's like obviously we make these kind of jokes and like we're cool with like gender neutral bathrooms and all this and that or whatever. But at the wedding venue, there was one of the bathrooms that said gender neutral.
All gender.
And I was just like, I like looked at Emily. I'm like, do I go in that? She's like, don't joke about that. I'm like, all right. I thought that was a funny joke. I was going to go in the gender neutral bathroom because why wouldn't I be? Am I allowed to go in that bathroom?
Yeah. It's gender neutral.
Okay.
It's any gender.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know, man. It is weird when I don't want to get into this because we've talked about it several times before. The whole thing is a little fucking wacky for me. Whatever. I it just says all gender. Like we assume that there's a million of them. It doesn't say like two gender or non-gender. It's like all gender bathroom, like that sign that always says all gender. Like we're assuming like there's 10 of them. I mean, it says Zer in my Instagram profile, and that's not because I typed it. That's because that's one of the options you can choose.
Yeah.
So let's just say, I'm not going to say it's satirical on this because I want to keep it because I think it's funny. But yeah, it's a little strange, man.
There was I love like whenever bathrooms have little signs that make you chuckle. There was a picture of a couple of ducks, and it said ducks with shorter bills need to be closer to the pond. So that way, like, so basically, like, you got a tiny dick, stand closer to the urinal because we don't want to pick up piss on the floor. It's like, that's in good taste. I like that. That's funny.
It's funny, but like, how big is a dick or small is a dick? Like, maybe a few inches? Like,
I know. Are you dribbling straight down? Like, what's going on here?
Like,
Imagine you walk in, there's some guys just like chest against the wall, just like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Like, how small can your dick possibly be that it affects your piss stream to that extent? Like, it's got to be like literally like inverted and sitting on your nuts like a beanbag chair. And then just you have to piss on your balls every time you pee at a urinal.
There was a kid in my fraternity who not gave himself. He got like a Prince Albert. Is that when it goes through like the head or whatever?
Yeah, I think
he got one.
Goes to your nipples too.
Yeah, I don't know if he got that, but yeah, he pierced his dickhead, and I don't know if we'll have to censor that or not. But
no, I think it's fine.
He says he has to sit down to pee now every time because it goes through the bottom, and it's like, why would you take that? That's the best part about being a man is being able to stand up and pee. Are you kidding me?
I sit sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it is convenient. Also, why the Prince Albert though? Like, why do you want to have a hole in the bottom of your dick the rest of your life? Doesn't that suck?
I mean, I'm sure you've seen it, but I mean, there's the people that are like have hundreds of piercings all up and down their body, and
yeah,
that's what I mean.
Hey, to each his own. It's not for me though.
Some of those extremists, like the people that have 90% of their body tattooed, like their eyes are tattooed. They've got weird body like modifications. Their ears are pointy and shit, and their tongue is like split, and it's like
it's called mental illness.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's not something that you should want to. You shouldn't want to look like a human alien and like get your eyes tattooed. It's not normal, dude. That is weird.
Then, they've got like the bumps in their forehead, and they've got like weird haircuts and shit, and it's like, you look like a fucking lizard, like with metal hanging off you.
They do the tongue split.
Yeah.
So they got like two tongues. Dude, it's got to hurt like hell, and then you're just a freak. Nothing against these people. I mean, whatever. But I don't know, put yourself through pain for what? Just to like be different? How different are you trying to be here?
I mean, we were definitely like the generation of like the gauges, but like whenever I'm at the store and I see somebody with like the long earlobes and you could tell that it's like sewed shut, like somebody that used to have big ass gauges.
Right, yeah.
I'm just like, good for you, dude. Like, you got to grow up at some point. But it's like, these people walking around with fucking CDs in their ears. What are you doing, dude?
That was so big back in the day. Yeah. I remember that's not as big anymore, like gauges. But there was a period of time when you see those people at the mall with like, they literally like a CD in their ear and their ear be wrapped around it. And then, dude, imagine you take it out to clean it. You just got this fucking ear just hanging down to your shoulder.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody just like, you could just grab it. It would make you like in a fight if you just like grab somebody's earlobe that has gauges. Just rip your ear off. Or like you were talking about the Prince Albert, right? So the full Prince Albert is nipple to nipple to dick, and they're all connected by a fucking chain. So imagine if you get in a fight and you just grab that fucking chain and just dude, you can rip a guy's nipples and dick off at the same time. Like he's done. I won the fight. You're giving me a handle to win a fight. Like that's what you're doing.
No, you know what's gonna happen? It wouldn't rip anything off. It would just like pull your nipples like 7 inches off your body and just like yank you forward.
Imagine getting yanked by your nipples. Yeah, it's rough.
Or and then there's like a hook on the middle of the chain. You're just like hanging like this and with your back, and you're just like, Yeah,
dude. The guy's trying to
kill me.
Guys trying to change a light bulb, gets caught in the ceiling fan. He's just hanging from his fucking dick and nipples.
He's fucking spinning. Ah! Somebody, but like, why are you naked changing a light bulb that this would happen?
It was late at night. He didn't want to put a shirt on.
You're like a safety hardo. You're like, well, I'm 4 feet off the ground. I better tie off. You put it on the middle chain. And, all right, here. Oh, no. The ladder kicks out from under you. You're just like, ah!
Yeah. Why are you hooking the safety chain to your fucking Prince Albert, though? Like, I'd rather just fall.
And then of course your wife walks in and you're just like, get me down. Like, how do you get somebody? Do you go up and you cut it and then you drop and hit the floor? And but then the problem is you've got, dude, if I'm not gonna say how much I weigh, but I'm pretty heavy, dude. How much would my body weight distort my nipples and my unit?
Oh yeah,
I would have like my nips would be down to my hips, dude, and I would just be like
dude,
in pain all
hilarious.
the time. I would just be like, ah,
yeah.
I'd have to like use special lotion that I have to buy overseas.
Yeah, dude, your nipples are 4 feet long the rest of your life.
I'm just like spitting them.
Dude, you know what'd be funny though? You know, like you hit somebody in the head with like a Twizzler. You just do that with your nipple to your friends. You like just whip them with it.
I could get like one of those, you know, like the little gooey, like the gel hands that you'd whip against a mirror, and you could like, it would be sticky. I would just like
put that at the end of your
them on
nipple?
the back of my nipples and just like open up mirrors and doors with my little
genius.
lassos.
Dude, your nipples, dude, what the? You go to like a pool party and don't say anything. Like, bro, how come Eric's nipples literally look like Slim Jims? Like, what the fuck happened?
I'm just like unnecessarily like not wearing a shirt in just like certain settings. I'm at like a kid's second birthday and I'm just like, all right, I'm going to pop the top, dude. Like, it's hot in here. It's like, buddy, it's 40 degrees outside. I'm like, yeah, but it's warm in here. And I just like, what's wrong with your nipples?
Oh, man. I don't even know how you'd fix it. You probably just have to cut them off. Just get some scissors and just snip. You know?
Yeah.
Then you could eat your nipple like a Slim Jim.
Do you think the whole thing would be like as sensitive? Like your nipple skin just like quadruples in...
Oh, yeah, the surface area of your nipples. I don't know. I think I've got a feeling there would be some nerve damage of some kind. In my
Wouldn't
opinion.
it just like pull your whole boob down? Like your whole tit would be like this giant cone-like structure?
I don't know. I've never tested it.
You'd look like I don't know if this is racist, but like some of these like African moms from like textbooks when we were kids, and their tits are like 4 feet long. Yeah.
National Geographic titties. The famous
pulling back to the Africa thing. Isn't that a thing in like African culture to have the gauges? Is like that where it started?
Good question. If it is, then white people definitely appropriated the shit out of that, because you ain't seeing brothers with that. You're seeing a whole bunch of white emo kids with that.
I mean, they even. I mean, I don't know who the first person to get tattooed it was, but I mean, a lot of those like tribal people, get facial tattoos and get all sorts of crazy tattoos on them and shit too. But I mean, even in China, they do all. They've been tattooing all over the world for forever.
I know it's big in like island culture to get, and they do the old school, like the tap to get a tattoo.
The needle, yeah.
And that might be where it came from. And then I know sailors like were the only ones that had tattoos until like 1980. You know, now everybody has a tattoo. But like if you had a tattoo, you were like a degenerate until then. You couldn't get a job if you had a tattoo on your arm.
Yeah.
You know, like our parents' generation. That's why they were like they don't have tattoos. Because they were like members of society. And if they do have tattoos, they're hidden. They don't have like a sleeve, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird too, because I mean, obviously a lot of people our age has tattoos and like on their arms, like that are visible, like in work attires and stuff. But I still like whenever there's a couple guys that I work with that are probably like 60, like close to retirement, that have like the sailor tattoo like on their forearm, like just the single thing. Or I mean, I work with one guy and he's got like a full sleeve and he's got like skulls and like demons and shit and like all this and that. And it's like, it shouldn't be weird for me because like somebody 30 years old and having that, I don't think about it twice.
Right.
But the fact that this is like an older guy.
Yeah, it's strange.
I assume that like he used to be a biker or something, which is like unfair to think of that. But
no,
it's
you're
just
probably
weird
right.
that the older generation, like those are the people that had tattoos.
Yeah, it just changed so much in the culture. It used to be like I forget because there was a documentary on tattoos I watched. They're like, it used to be like 3% of the population had tattoos. You know, something crazy like that. It was like some very small number, and it was like bikers, sailors, you know, and then at a certain point, now it's like 40% of the population has at least one tattoo, which is crazy, you know, and that includes all the old people that are still alive. So once you get rid of the boomers, dude, I've been talking about it on stage, but like the 2060s are going to be so fucking wild. I guess it won't seem weird anymore, but it's going to be a bunch of like old people covered in tattoos. Like every old person is going to be covered in tattoos. They're all going to have like gauges and dyed hair and be listening to Drake. That's what the 2060s are going to be. Like, isn't that weird to think? Like a bunch of 60, 70-year-old people listening to Drake.
Are we still in the decline of like the birth rate where there's going to be less people in the future than there are now?
I think so. I think it's an issue. Yeah.
At least in the United States. I'm sure places like India and like even China, you can only have like one kid. Then you got to hide the rest.
It's I think if you want to put your tinfoil hat on for a second there, guy, I wouldn't I don't think this, but there are some theories of why our border is open and why like 3 or 4 million illegal immigrants in like the past 3 years have walked across it that we know of. Which is, by the way, that's like 1% of the population in the United States. There are people that came here illegally in like the past 3 years, which is fucking crazy if you think about it. But I think some people think that it's a real crisis. People aren't having kids, and we need more people because you can't have a country without people. So what do? You let some more in. I mean, it makes sense in that sense. I don't think that's what's going on. I think people are just inadequate in government. But, you know, it's a fun theory to think about.
Yeah, it's getting weird too, because so say that we have less people in the United States and we have more houses than ever. Yeah. Like, wouldn't you imagine, like, all right, well, we only really need 80% of these houses. Like, why wouldn't the housing market like drop and then you'd be able to buy any place you want? Because it's like, well,
they're more readily available.
I have so many options. Like, why would I choose this one? You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's supply and demand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I'll tell you, fucking because what's their tits there? Vanguard and BlackRock, they're all buying the houses. These corporations that run everything. Literally, like they want you to rent one in the future. The World Economic Forum said, in the future, you will own nothing and you will be happy. So.
It's weird. I was at the wedding, I was walking to the bathroom and I overheard some lady. She was like screaming it. I don't know why. She must have been drunk, but basically saying like, yeah, all these assholes from California are out here buying all the houses and they're just controlling the areas. And I don't even know what area she was talking about, but like, it's like, that's what's happening, dude. Like, why wouldn't people buy properties on the other side of the country for cheap, you know? And that's starting to become a problem with it. If you want to buy a house, like, well, it costs twice as much because this asshole owns everything on the street, you know?
Well, get this. I don't mean to come across xenophobic in any way here. This is the serious portion of the podcast, folks. Why is it that people from other countries are allowed to buy land in this country? If you're an American, you can't buy farmland in China. But if you're Chinese, you can buy farmland in America? Like, China owns like a third of our farmland, and they're not American citizens. Is it too crazy to think that maybe you should be a citizen to own a part of a country?
That would make sense, because what's stopping China as a whole just from buying everything?
That's what they're doing, dude. They literally own like a giant percentage of our farmland in our own country.
So what happens when we piss them off because they watch this podcast and they say that we're a bunch of racist fucking bigots?
Well, that's what they're going to do because they're not looking at it objectively. I wouldn't care if the fucking Swedes were doing it, dude. It has nothing to do with ethnicity. I just think that
Swedes, dude.
if the fucking Swedes were buying all our farmland, I would be saying the same thing. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, we can't do it in China. If I wanted to own a lot of land in China, I'd have to, you know, be it from China or a citizenship or something. But they could just do it to us, which is weird.
I just realized that part of the reason I felt so sick at the wedding was from Foxwoods that night, like the night before.
Yeah.
We went to DraftKings and I got a Nashville hot chicken sandwich. This thing was dripping like, it looked like red Mountain Dew, but it was like liquid flame, dude.
Yeah.
And as I was drunk too, and I was like eating, I was like, oh, it's pretty hot. And then the next day my stomach was just like a nuclear reactor. I think that also just like led up to that whole day.
Did you say you went to DraftKings?
Yeah.
Like
it's
they
like a
have
bar. Yeah.
Any relation to DraftKings?
Yeah, they've got like a whole section with like they've got like so many TVs in this. It's just a part of Foxwoods. It's all in like the inside strip.
Oh, so like the DraftKings restaurant. So they have like their own section.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got like recliners and they've got like a bar and like food and stuff. And yeah, it's just like a.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
never
cool.
seen that?
No, I know that they're an online gambling service. I didn't know that they have their own.
We're fucking sitting there and I'm eating the sandwich. I look over at Kyle and he's on his phone. I'm like, what you doing, Kyle? He's I'm betting on DraftKings. He's playing roulette like on his phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, we're in a casino and you're fucking gambling from your phone? What are you doing, dude?
Let me ask you this. Wouldn't DraftKings be in full competition with Foxwoods? Why would they have like a section of Foxwoods where they're allowing DraftKings? Because that's just encouraging people to go online and sports gamble and spend less in their casino.
No, because I think it's the same degenerates overlap. So the people that are going to be gambling are going to have more money to bet on DraftKings. I think they feed into each other.
Okay, like, oh man, I'm in a betting mood. Let's go do roulette now too, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even if you like lived near Foxwoods and be like, yo, let's go to DraftKings and like go watch the game. Because that's the place to fucking do it, dude. That place is like killer. It's like a crazy sports bar kind of deal, obviously. But
that's cool.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, I guess there's enough gambling to go around. These people aren't making, there's not a lack of business in the casinos per se. Yeah. Economy's up, people gambling. Economy's down, people gambling, baby. It's kind of like alcohol. It's like you drink it to celebrate and you drink it to wash away your sorrows. Either way, we're boozing, baby. Win or lose, we still booze. It's the American dream because you got to be asleep to believe it. George Carlin.
Yeah, man. That Nashville hot chicken. You ever have Takis? You have like those little chips, the spicy ones?
Oh, yeah. Those are good.
Those are good, but you eat a bag of those, it burns a fucking hole right through your gut, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Dude, I don't get it on the end of the conveyor belt doesn't really affect me much. It's like the beginning of it. Like if I eat too much of that shit, I get like the GERD. I get like acid reflux. Like my throat all the way to my fucking chest is just like it's like a fucking inferno of a cauldron, if you will, of old Takis. And
yeah. Meanwhile, I got to stick my ass in an ice bath just to make sure I can walk down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know the rapper, what's his name? YSL Rico. You know who this is?
No.
He is the I don't know if he's the first one, but he's in like a legal case right now. And the judge is actually going to use some of his lyrics from his songs against him in court.
Yeah. I did see this. Yeah, I did see this.
Which is like completely from the Key and Peele sketch of when like they're listening to his song and he's like admitting to a murder and then he goes, just joking, or whatever he's doing. And it's like, it's all the same, but it's like, it's in real life, dude. It's just, it's kind of funny, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I think about that. I have to think about it more, whether or not that should be allowed. I don't know what my opinion is. But if you're a suspect in a murder and you have a song where you're talking about murdering this exact guy, I mean, yeah, that probably should be evidence, I guess.
Like you're saying where you're going to bury him and then they go find him, like where you bury him in the song. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Huh, okay. Although it is art too, so you can't fuck with that. I don't know where to draw the line. You know?
I mean, even just not as like a severe case, but I mean, I've made songs where I've been like, I hope my boss isn't hear this one line of this one song because I say something like that. And it's like, we're fucking 47 podcasts in at this point. I think, if they're going to want to jump down the rabbit hole, I'll lose my job, which is fine. But I think, for the the percentage of what we say, because every week it goes down, the amount of stuff that we do say that's crazy is not, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, not a big part of it, which I think is good.
Yeah. Oh, we're about to ramp that the fuck up. Stay tuned, everybody. We're going to be canceled by the end of the year. That's the goal. No, we'll be fine. I think if people listen to it long enough, they know what we're joking about and what we're not joking about. And it's comedy, folks. Don't take it too seriously. I mean, it's called Cream Pie Sunday. We said this before. The podcast is called Cream Pie Sunday. So, you know, it's a joke.
Yeah, I was gonna bring something up, but it's not funny and it's not a joke. But I don't know if we want to end it on that kind of note.
How bad is it?
It's not bad. It is good news. All right, well, I'll give the 30-second version because you don't know this either. So, got married a month ago. That Thursday, I'm driving to the wedding venue. I felt a lump in my chest. Right.
Whoa.
Oh, I had a mammogram. Had an ultrasound. It's not cancerous, but they don't know what it is. So I'm in the clear for now.
Wow.
But like, I just got this news like last week and it's been like a month of me being like, fuck, dude. Because it's
you thought you had breast cancer?
Yeah.
Wow.
And like this whole thing happened because I did that cancer interview with my mom too. And I'll let the creamers know. But I told my mom during that interview, it's not actually in the video. I took that 5-minute segment out of me telling her like, yep, I got a mammogram on Monday and like I'm doing the other shit. But I'm good for now, dude. But
male breast cancer is so uncommon.
It's just
there's a lump.
Like my mom says in her video, she says it went from a Tic Tac to 2 weeks later, it was the size of a cherry. And 2 weeks later, it was the size of an egg. That's how aggressive her breast cancer was.
Yeah.
So when she told me this during the video, and like I had never heard that before, I was like, oh, fuck. Like it hasn't gotten any bigger, but that's how, like within a month, it can get out of control and it can kill you. So
yeah, it's pretty scary.
I'm in the clear, creamers. We're good, dude.
Dude, you probably just got a big old cyst in there. They'll fucking remove it. You know?
I felt kind of stupid because it's like certain days it'd be like, so where is it? And I'm like, well, it takes me like a minute to find it. But once I find it, it's like, yeah, that's a hard fucking lump in there, dude. But I guess it's nothing to worry about. So
no, yeah. Well, that's good news, brother.
Yeah. Pretty pumped about that. I got the news like right before Jimbo's wedding. I'm like, all right, man, we're fucking celebrating. I'm getting the Nashville hot chicken sandwich.
Daddy doesn't have titty cancer. Give me the big spicy.
We good, baby.
I had a cyst in my neck, remember? Still have the big old scar on there, guy.
Yep.
I had a big fucker. They when they pulled that bitch out, it was the size of a lemon, they said.
Kyle's had thyroid cancer. Now he's cold all the time. He's just freezing his ass off the whole day, dude.
Do you got his whole thyroid removed?
Yeah, he's got like a giant scar like underneath his chin.
I just got half my thyroid removed. I still have the other half, which does its job, I guess. I get blood work every, few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So we're clear. We got the clean bill of health. So as long as I don't get diabetes, I'm fucking set, dude.
Oh, yeah. You should be good for now. Yeah,
I'm just going to go up and down a 2-liter of fucking original Coca-Cola as I watch the Packers get fucking blown out for another week.
Oh, speaking of which, my dad called me a couple days ago, right? And so the Cowboys are playing the Panthers a week from today. They're coming down. We're going to watch the game.
You're going?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, they're flying down.
How far was the stadium from you?
It's in Charlotte.
So like half hour?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's sick, dude.
Yeah. The Panthers are garbage, so the Cowboys should win. Hopefully. You never know with the boys.
Yeah.
They fucking lose. That'd suck. But yeah, dude. So they're coming. I just got a text from them before the podcast. I got to double check when they're coming, but they'll be here Thursday through Monday.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I got a couple shifts covered for my bartending, so I'll have a couple days off over the weekend, which is nice.
So you're not much of a basketball fan, but is there a basketball team in Charlotte?
No? just
Used
college.
to be the Charlotte Hornets long ago.
Yeah, just pro football is all they got.
Not that even if you lived in Boston, I don't know if you'd go to Celtics games and shit, but
no,
even hockey game, or is there a hockey team?
I don't think so. I could be wrong about all of this, but I'm pretty sure it's just the Panthers are the only pro sports team.
I got no fucking idea, dude.
There's College ball is big, though, because Jordan played for North Carolina.
All right. Yeah, you might have college sports be the biggest thing in your area.
A lot of college sports fans, for sure. Like a lot of people I noticed that come in, watch football on Saturday, watch at college and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're also in the South, baby, and that's what people do, watch football. You know, y'all catch the Georgia game? No, I don't like college ball. Yeah, some people do.
I was going to ask you about baseball, but who gives a fuck about baseball, dude?
There's definitely no professional baseball team.
Yeah.
There's like, you know, the fucking minor league, beer league / like the fucking Fisher Cats. Like we have that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, even like growing up, like where I lived in Wisconsin, like Milwaukee was like 3 hours away. Green Bay was like 4 hours away.
Yeah.
It's not like I just went to these places all the time. Like the big thing was like the UW, like Wisconsin Badgers football and like basketball. Like it was all collegiate sports because that's what I lived closer to. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's been getting chilly down here, man. We're in the throes of winter. She's coming right around the corner. You know, not as chilly as up there, I'm sure.
No, I think it's probably mid 40s today. I'm going to watch the Packer game after this, and that's my excuse not to go out and pick up a bunch of fucking leaves. So
nice.
And it gets dark at 4 o'clock now, so fuck me, right?
Yeah. Fucking sucks. Oh, yeah, totally makes sense, dude. Fucking, you know, let's lose an hour. It only would take a government to think that they can cut a foot off the end of one blanket, sew it to the other, and have a longer blanket.
Yep.
That's government for you, baby.
Let's get these fucking farmers out of bed a little bit earlier because they don't deserve to sleep in. Fuck them.
Yeah.
All these Chinese farmers.
Also, yeah, they're all oh, I need to attend to my farm. Yeah. Oh. We're getting canceled for that one.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a thought and it's escaped me. Probably due to the lack of sleep. You want to tie a bow on this thing?
Yes. You want me to give a creamy little story?
Yeah, sure.
So, creamers, when you're up on stage and all the lights are on you, just remember that there's a cream inside of you that nobody can take.
Indeed, there is. Until next week.
Stay creamy.
Love you. Bye.